see, now what we are going to do, we are going to write one mains answer, 1 or 2. Okay. So this is our first one. So it's like Mauryan period was great phase of organized arts in India. Take it. So we are going to write the answer on Mauryan art. And why I brought this, you know why? Because mostly what I've seen on YouTube, when you are giving bpsc exam, you're not an Hindi aspirant, it's completely difficult for you because you have to say Hindi, English, both, and that's somewhere time consuming for you, and everybody's time is precious. Okay, so I brought this. The Mauryan period was first great phase of organized art in India. Of course, so you can write Mauryan period was what? The first phase of organized art. Okay, and it was also a great phase of organized art, especially under Emperor Ashoka. Okay, Mauryan period. Okay, it rose especially at the time of Ashoka. His period is very important because he has built a lot of things in the Mauryan time period. So of course his period is considered to be important. First great phase of organized art. First greatest phase. During this time, sculptures was used to spread ideas. What was used? Sculptures. Sculptures पता है ना क्या होता है? These were used to spread the ideas like Buddhism and Dhamma. What kind of ideas were used to spread? Buddhist, Dhamma, and the power of Mauryan states. The sculptures were used to spread the ideas like Buddhism ideas, Dhamma ideas, and power of Mauryan state. The sculptures were grand sculptures, simple, and it was made skillfully with the use of lot of skills. These sculptures were made, showing high level of craftsmanship. Showing what? High level of craftsmanship. तो देखो, सबसे पहले you have to write Mauryan period. It was between 322 to 185 BC, and it was the first greatest organized phase of the Mauryan art, and especially during the time of the Emperor Ashoka. During this time, sculptures were used to spread the ideas of Buddhist, Dhamma, Mauryan power, and these sculptures were grand, simple, and skillfully made, and showing a different level of craftsmanship. Now some features. First of all, you can draw some diagram like this, highlighting the main features, and then come to Mauryan polish. How was the polish? Smooth, mirror-like shine. Okay, smooth. Whenever you will see the mirror, you will be able to see the shine. Okay, mirror shines a lot, and Ashoka period was also like that only. Okay, sculptures was also like that. It was very smooth, just like a mirror, and the shine was also like the mirror. The polish is especially seen on Ashoka's pillar. Especially when you are going to see pillar of Ashoka, you will see the polish there. And statues showing the advanced skill of Mauryan arts, through which you will come to know this advanced skill of the Mauryan arts. Of course, the polished sculptures will definitely show that how advanced Mauryans were. Monolithic period. Ashoka period pillar were made from one single piece of stone. Monolith. Okay, monolith. Ashoka pillar were made of one single piece of stone. Okay, one single piece of stone, which was called monolith, single. Okay, so monolith. They were used to spread royal edicts and Buddhist teaching. They were used to spread what? Royal edicts and Buddhism teaching. Whatever the teaching of Buddhism were there, they were used to spread that. Okay. Example, Loria Nandaraj, Sanchi Stupa. Now you will be writing about animal capitals. The top of many pillars had beautiful animal carvings like elephant, lions, bull, and horses. Elephant, lion, bulls, and horses. What were the animals that time? Elephant, lion, bulls, and horses. It was, see here, there were many, in the top of the pillar there were many animal capitals like lion, elephant, bulls, and horses. LEBH. The lion capital of Sarnath is most famous today. It is national emblem. Okay, lion capital of Sarnath is of course very famous because now it is the national emblem. Religious and symbolic theme. Dharm Chakra, wheel of Dharm, symbol of righteousness. Lion and elephant, power and spirituality. Yaksha and Yakshini. Along with royal art, local folk art was also developed. Local folk art was also developed. Local folk art. Okay. Along with the royal art. Along with what? Royal art. Local folk arts was also developed. Okay. Yaksha was more to male natural deity. Yakshini was female natural deity. Okay, and it was very common. Example, the Dargan Yakshini was famous for realistic and graceful form. It was so realistic and gracefully represented, so it was famous. So if you ask me, I am not in favor of any sculptures of humans, because what I believe that the beauty that your eyes can capture, that nothing else can capture. I remember when I was a child, I used to spend a lot of days, and today also those days are there in my memory, and I remember those days clearly. So that is another level of beauty. But what I've seen now just people are clicking pictures whenever they go anywhere. They just have to click the pictures, and they say they are creating memories. No, they are creating a very boring environment. It's just that they're just going for the pictures. Of course pictures are important. I'm not saying that it's not. Like when you went somewhere, you clicked 14, 15, 20 pictures. Okay, but then take a pause and enjoy the movement, because that movement is not going to come back. The Dargan Yakshini, famous for its realistic and graceful form. Again, simplicity with grandeur. Sculptures were not highly decorated but looked powerful and elegant. See, in modern period, decoration was not paid a lot of importance. Like in Pala period, you will see decoration was given importance, but here decor thing was not given importance. But still, it looked so powerful and elegant. It's like that where there is no decoration, it doesn't look. Without decoration, how can something look powerful and elegant? But but during that period, it was like that only. Decoration was not there. It was very simplistic. Here, things looked powerful and elegant. This reflected empirical version and strength of the Mauryan period. Okay, that what is the real strength? Like when you simply, without being much decorative, you show the power and elegance. That is the real strength. Modern period represents the beginning of the classical Indian art. They were not just art pieces but tools to spread peace, dhamma, imperial authority. The use of polished stones, symbolics, animal figures and Buddhist things influenced the art later on. Now answer writing, number 1 is that you need to write the introduction. Okay, historical context, whatever it is, main body, 4 to 5 lines you gave. Now conclusion, and then keep simple terms like monolith, Mauryan polish, Yakshini, Sarnath lion. Next is compare Mauryan pillar and Persian pillar. Okay, the Mauryan pillar, especially Ashoka pillar, are the finest example of ancient stone architecture. Okay, when you will see the Ashoka period pillar, okay, it is the best example of stone architecture. They were influenced by Persian pillar, but also they had their own unique feature as well. They were influenced. It's like that when you are influenced by your parents, suppose, okay, but still you have your own unique features. So like that it was during Ashoka period as well. Ashoka pillar was influenced by Persian pillar, Achaemenid pillar, but it was having its own unique feature as well. By comparing the two, we can understand the foreign ideas were adapted to create something original. Okay, the foreign ideas were adapted. Of course, foreign ideas were adapted, but creation of the pillar was something which was very original. You can't say that no, it was copied. So what were the differences? Mauryan pillar, Ashoka mainly, and Achaemenid pillar, Persian. Material. See, monolith, of course, we have seen single stone, but in Persian pillar, it was made of several stones, okay, stacked together, okay, several stones were there. Now, surface, of course, we have seen smooth and shiny, and it was rough and it was not polished. Pillar, ठीक है, Persian pillar polished नहीं था. Capital figure क्या है? 1 to 4 animals, and here only 2 animals sitting back. ओके 1 2 और 4 एनिमल्स. ओके कैपिटल फिगर अशोका के टाइम पे या तो 1 या तो 4 था, एंड यहाँ पे क्या था? 2 एनिमल्स सिटिंग बैक. यूनिकॉर्न फिगर जैसा. बेस क्या था? नो बेसेस डायरेक्टली प्लेस्ड ऑन द ग्राउंड. ठीक है, तो देखो अशोका ने कोई बेस वगैरह नहीं बनाया था. अशोका के पिलर में डायरेक्ट ग्राउंड पे प्लेस्ड था तीन चीज़. ठीक है, नो बेसिस एंड pillars were directly placed on the ground. During Ashoka period, there was no bases and pillar was directly placed on the ground. But a Persian pillar was having an inverted lotus shaped base. Okay, it was like this, inverted. Okay, so it was like this lotus shaped base. Purpose, spread of Dhamma and Buddhist. Ashoka, Dhamma Vijay. मिलिट्री पावर एंड पर्शियन का यही था, पावर, मिलिट्री पावर, रॉयल अथॉरिटी एक्सेट्रा. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज डिज़ाइन. इट वाज सिंपल फ्री स्टैंडिंग पिलर एंड पर्शियन वाज वेरी कॉम्प्लेक्स. स्टिल पर्शियन डिज़ाइन आप देखोगे तो आप देखोगे वो बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स होता है. की पॉइंट्स टू रिमेंबर. मॉडर्न पिलर वाज monolith, showing advanced stone cutting skill of Indian craftsmen. Ashoka used this pillar to spread Buddhist ideas. Liar, capital of Sarnath. The influence of Persian is visible in the polished stones and animal figures, but message was unique. So now your conclusion can be like this: modern pillar blended foreign inspiration with Indian creativity. Of course, they were inspired from foreigners, but they were having their own creativity. Originality was there. Okay, inspired by foreign, but the creation was very much unique and original in itself. While the idea of the grand stone pillar came from Persia, Ashoka transformed it into a spiritual symbol. He did not directly copied everything. He created the blend of its own originality and a unique style. It was just that it was like when you get inspired by your father's hard work or your mother's service, but you create your own originality from that. It was just like that. Ashoka transformed it into a spiritual form, spreading the messages. Pillars are not just art but also historical symbols of India's cultural identity.